So next topic I'd like to discuss about is the course and content or the curriculums of these EDP programs. What must be the course and content of these EDP programs? So it must there are you can alter the course and content according to the need of the particular entrepreneur, but these are generic course and contents that is to be in every EDP program. So the first content is general approach to entrepreneurship. So the participant should be exposed about the conceptual framework of entrepreneurship, the roles, the expectations, the environment, and the innate behavior of every entrepreneur in a particular field. Those are the kinds of things that must be exposed to the entrepreneur or the participant. So, besides these development agencies should also try to design appropriate strategies for each and every individual. Because, see, in a particular field in itself, if we take the restaurant industry, each individual might require something different. One might need expertise in one area, another might need an expertise in another area. So, depending on the need of the individual, also the course and curriculum, the general approach must also be set. But there are some inherent risks in this innovation activity. So what are those risks? First one is the technical risk, the risk of not knowing enough about the technical process. So if you as a EDP instructor are not aware of the technical process, then it's difficult for you to instruct your participants. So that is the first risk. Second one is the economic risk, the market fluctuation. When you design a curriculum, you design it in a particular year, and year on year you tend to use the same curriculum, the same subject material, but the world is ever changing. For example, entrepreneurship, you had a length of discussion. All your seniors had the same curriculum, all your seniors went through the same book that you are going through. But the entrepreneurship today has changed from what has been in the past 3 years or past 2 years. So today you have to look at entrepreneurship in a different light than what your seniors really looked at. Even your passed out batch, what they looked at, you must look at it in a different light than what they looked at. So that is the economic risk. Third one is the social risk. Social risk comes back to each and every individual, your innate ability to develop relationship. But if you're not able to develop relationship as a person, how do you develop that particular quality? And finally, the environmental risk. Environmental risk is a major risk in any field, because you need to have the proper location, proper uh, environment, proper hub set up to develop any process, any product or process. So that is one of the major risks. Second content is the motivational training. Motivational training, it is meant for developing the potential entrepreneur and their enterprise building skills. So what do these motivational inputs evolve? Traditionally, they involve psychological games, tests, goal setting exercises, role plays, etc. But now they are pushed into the actual market, uh, where they are put into that scenario, where they are made to face risks, so that they develop those abilities by themselves. Instead of just role playing, instead of just pretending, you are pushed into the real world scenario itself. So that has worked in the recent past, and that has been tried and tested in the recent past. So major motivational inputs may be given during the start of the program itself. All the psychological games and tests, the puzzles can be given at the start of the instruction itself. But when you come to the project part of when you really come to the end of the program, you have to have that real world, live world exposure to take you further, to really motivate you further, to take your project along. The third content is developing management skills. Developing management skills must be done by a proper professional, because when you don't know what you're talking about, you really can't cultivate those skills among among the participants, right? So if you take communication as a management skill, for example, if you take communication skill as it is, when your instructor is not able to communicate things properly, when the instructor is not equipped in a equipped in certain mode of communication, for example, this online courses, these online uh, teaching methods is new for many teachers, and if we are not able to tackle these online mediums really well, if we do not have the technical agility, or if we're not able to express ourselves in a proper manner, or if we are not able to record these sessions in a proper manner, it will not reach you as students. So those are the skills that must be imparted properly to the participants to cultivate their management skills, right? And the fourth one is training for project management. Project inputs are required to help the potential entrepreneurs to develop their project ideas into a bankable project. So they should be given acquaintance with the industrial opportunities in areas that they need necessary guidance, and the areas they think they don't need as well, because participant might think that they are really well versed in a particular area, but when you start grilling them on the particular area, you will find that they do not really know about it. They have some misconception about the particular area. So you go through each and every topic and make them really understand what this is all about, what the particular job is all about, what the particular industry is all about, what are the particular market potential is all about. For that, the instructor must be well versed in that particular topic. And similarly, also, not only this, but market analysis, competition analysis, competitor analysis, capital cost, working capital requirement, estimated cost of production, projected sales, volume of sales, profitability, expected rate of return. So these are the things that must be imparted to them to uh, to make them stronger in their particular field, in their particular project, right? So these whatever I told you right now, the profitability, return on investment, project sales projection, all these things are financial side of the project. Of course, an entrepreneur might have a financial team. He might have a CFO, chief financial officer, and they might have a team, and they might provide you with all the inputs that is necessary to take the project along. But the entrepreneur, the CEO, he or she must have some basic finance knowledge if he or she is going to be successful in that particular project. Without that basic knowledge, he or she will not able to take it up further. It will always go down the drain. The project will always go down the drain, because the, the spark always comes from the entrepreneur. The click always comes from the entrepreneur. So they must have dipped their legs in all the areas. They need not be expert. They might be expert in they should be expert in a particular field, but they must be um, aware of all the areas. They might not be the master of all the trades, but they must be aware of all the potential aspects of a particular business, right? This fifth one is structural arrangement. These training inputs also aim at familiarizing participants about the proposed structural arrangements for the business. So structural arrangement as in the government policies, this was what I was this is what I discussed about in the last recorded session. So there are a lot of policies, there are a lot of government policies, legal policies that entrepreneur must tackle in order to win, or in order to be successful in a particular project. So those structural arrangements must be taught to them. That is a major part. And next one is the support system. What are the support systems, both financial and physical support systems, that are legal support systems that are available in the market, in point with regards to the government, with regards to the private industry, with regards to finance. So what are the support systems that are available to any entrepreneur in any field? so that they must be exposed to those support systems. And finally, factory visit and in-plant training, they must be taken. If he or she is trying to be an entrepreneur in a hotel or restaurant business, they must be taken to popular as well as all these local eateries also. They must be taken to various types of eateries, various types of restaurants, not only the bigger restaurants, the popular restaurants, but also the smaller ones, the wayside shops, even the small shops in the wayside shops where they don't even have a proper roof above them. They must be taken there to see their models, because believe it or not, some of the shops that have not even proper roofs or proper utensils to serve, they are churning out a lot more money than what a medium-sized restaurant does. So this is popular. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the name of the restaurant, but there's this popular eatery in the Chennai Chidambaram Road, Chennai. When you go from Kadalur to Chidambaram, there's this popular restaurant. It's a very small restaurant, and they majorly sell seafood. It's all about seafood. Their uh, hotel is all about seafood, but people have to call up. It's a very small restaurant with nearly only 5 to 6 tables. They can sit anywhere around 20 people at a time, not more than that. But you have to call and book tables beforehand to that particular restaurant. And I'm talking about a hut, not even a proper restaurant. It's just a hut. And there are what, 20, it's in a village. It's a village setup, and there might be 20 employees there. And every hour there'll be kilos and kilos of seafood being cleaned and gutted out and then prepared every hour. And it sells like hotcakes, right? So they churn out a lot more money than what a medium-sized restaurant in Chennai does. So people must be exposed to these kind of eateries as well. If you're going to go into restaurant business, they must be introduced to these kind of eateries as well, to really make them understand that these are all the processes going on. So to recap the day, first we recap what EDP is all about, and then I went off topic and spoke to you about what entrepreneurship in a pandemic scenario is like, and what are the positive and negative effects. And then I spoke to you about the entrepreneurship culture of India and the rest of the world, and what are the factors affecting entrepreneurship culture. And finally, to come back to EDP, the course and content of EDP was discussed. And in the future classes, we'll talk more about entrepreneurship development program. We'll talk more about the need for entrepreneurship development program, the phases, the rationale of EDP, and all that. But in the middle, I would like to touch upon these different topics, these different topics of entrepreneurship as well, the new topics, the niche topics of EDP as well. And I'll be introducing, in the live classes, I'll be introducing some case studies to familiarize yourself with EDP and also entrepreneurship. So I hope you all enjoy this session. Thank you very much.